Morning Year 3. We're doing really well. We've gone through addition as well. So now it's time to revise and go back through subtraction. So I want to start with this sum here. I've got 459 and I'm going to subtract 46. So I'm going to do this with the concrete and it works really well because the first thing I need to do is 9 ones and I need to subtract 6 of them. So I'm going to subtract 6. There's 2, there's 4, and there's 6. So that means I have 3 ones left. Now I go to the next column and I have 5 tens and I need to subtract 4 of them. So I'm going to subtract 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 tens subtracted, which leaves me with 1 10. And then for my sum, I didn't subtract any hundreds, so the 400 is going to stay untouched. So 459 subtract 46 leaves me with 413. Let's try another one. This time I have 388 and I'm going to subtract 114 from that number. So I start with the ones column. I have 8 ones and I need to subtract 4 ones. So let me subtract 4 ones and that leaves me with 4 ones. Then I have 8 tens and I need to subtract 1 of those tens. So I subtract that 10 and that leaves me with 7 tens. Then I have 300 in the hundreds column. I'm going to subtract 1 of them and that's going to leave me with 200. So 388 subtract 114 equals 274. Let's try another. This time I use the place value counters. So we have 249 and I'm going to subtract 134 from this number. So from my 9 ones I'm going to subtract 4 of those ones. I'll take that row and that leaves me with 5 ones. Then I go to the tens column. I have 4 tens. I need to subtract 3 of them. There's my 3 and that leaves me with 1 10. And then in the hundreds column I have 2 hundreds. I'm going to subtract 1 of those hundreds. So 249 subtract 134 equals 115. Right, let's apply our skills then with a problem. There are 999 children watching a football match. 447 of them are boys. How many of them are girls? So there's our 999 set up with our place value counters. Now we know 447 of them are boys. So let's subtract the boys from our total and then find out how many girls we have. So we have 7 ones that we need to subtract. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones we've subtracted. Now we go to the tens column. We had 9 tens, but we need to subtract 4 of those tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've subtracted 4 tens. Then we go to the hundreds column. We had 900 and we need to subtract 4 of those hundreds. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So our 447 has been subtracted from 999 and that leaves us with 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So 5 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. So 5 hundreds, 5 tens and 2 ones, which means we have 552 girls. You did well with the last problem. Let's try another one. Ali picks 658 strawberries so he can make some jam with his mum. They used 235 strawberries. How many do they have left? So we have 658 strawberries to start with and I've laid them out in the place value counters to show that. But we need to subtract 235 of those strawberries because they've been used and then that will tell us how many strawberries we've got left. So let's have a go. We have 8 ones in the ones column, but we need to subtract 5 of them. So let's subtract 2 ones, 4 ones, 5 ones. Now we go to the 10 column. So we have 5 tens in the tens column, but we need to subtract 3 of those tens. There's 2 tens and another 10, 3 tens. And now we go to the hundreds column. So we had 600 to start with, but we need to subtract 2 of those hundreds. So there's 2 of those hundreds subtracted, and then we'll have the answer to how many strawberries they had left. And they would have had 423 strawberries left. Enough to make some more jam. Let's finish today with one more problem. There were 876 cars in a car park before lunch. At lunchtime, 452 cars left. How many cars were left in the car park after lunch? If you pause the film for a minute, try to work it out with the place value counters on screen, and I shall reveal it in just a minute. Right, let's go through the answer. So we have 6 ones in the ones column because the number was 876 cars. But we know that 452 of the cars went. So let's take 2, we'll subtract 2 of those ones from the ones column. And then in the tens column we had 7 tens. But we know that 5 of those tens need to be subtracted. So let's subtract 5. 1, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, and 5 tens. And then into the hundreds column. We have 800 in the hundreds column, but we need to subtract 4 of those hundreds. So let's subtract 4 of those hundreds. So the number of cars left in the car park after lunch is 424. Did you get that right? Brilliant, because tomorrow we're going to move on to subtraction with regrouping. See you tomorrow. Bye.